I'm making my next cross stitch bookmark, and to switch things up a bit for this one, I decided to make a little tassel. I chose to go with the same color that I used for the flower, which in this case is DMC 3778. And this was my first time creating a tassel, so it does take a little bit of practice. I'd say it's not very easy, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. The original tutorial that I saw used a wider ruler. I didn't want my tassel to be super long, so I just went with the regular school ruler. And you're gonna wrap your floss around the ruler 20 times and then just snip the end. Then you're gonna cut a length of floss about 14 inches long and fold it in half. Slide the folded end underneath all the floss that we just wound around the ruler. This can be a little tricky. I ended up using my scissors to pull that through, but you can use tweezers or whatever tool you prefer. Then you're gonna thread the loose ends of the floss through that looped end and pull tight to form a little knot or like a self-contained portion. Next, I just had to slide that bunch of floss off of the ruler. Then I cut another strand of embroidery floss about 14 inches long and created a little knot on one of the ends without tying that tight. You want to create a little loop like you can see here and then place that about a 1/4 inch down the length of your tassel. Then you'll hold the loop steady with your hand on top of the tassel and use your other hand to wrap the remaining floss around that top portion as many times as you like. I did this until I felt like it was getting a little bit too bulky. I didn't count how many loops, I'm sorry. And then carefully slide that end of the floss that you were just using through that loop that we created originally. Then just grab the opposite end of that same loop and pull to tighten. You can adjust this a little bit to sit exactly where you want to, and then it's time for the fun part, which is to cut those loops in half, essentially creating the tassel that we all know and love. I went in with my embroidery scissors for some minor detail, and here's how she looks. I love how this turned out. I got a little nervous about how secure this knot was, so I did use some fabric glue to make sure it was super secure, and now it's time to use this in my project, so I'll see you in my next video.